hey you, it's your birthday. It's not your birthday? Well then why'd I get you this? Okay, wait, it's stuck. So, it's not actually your birthday. Nevertheless, not a great gift to, put it lightly. It kind of sucks, actually. Granted, there's a lot of depth to the nuance of objectification, but pertinent here is the everyday, catcalling, uncomfortable kind of sexual objectification, which, if you've ever experienced it, is creepy and kind of invasive. If you haven't, I am objectifying you. Sexually. Which, like, obviously I'm not. I can't even see you, although I'm sure you're great, but it's awkward. It's also heavily skewed. If you're one of the people who hasn't experienced it, you're probably on the more mask-presenting side of things. Just, statistically speaking, the reasons for why it sucks are pretty clear. The horse is dead and thoroughly tenderized. But what bothers me about it the most isn't the thing itself, it's the fact that it does nothing. Which, okay, to clarify, I'm happy stuff like catcalling is looked down on and not a particularly successful method of flirting. Side note, did you know that every test we've done shows that nobody has any accurate idea of when people are passively flirting? It's literally guessing. But what if they don't like me? Shut up! Who cares? So long as you're respectful, shoot your shot, kids. Anyway, the issue isn't that I'm sad it's not a good technique. It's that it's an obviously terrible technique that persists nevertheless. It literally cannot work. It doesn't make people feel good. It creates a really awkward atmosphere, and it doesn't get you any farther. Like, what if it gets their attention? What then? You already made it weird. Well, wanna go to food place? Dinner is the thing we would have. Okay. You know what it does do, though? Exist, which, okay, hear me out. Yeah, it doesn't make people feel good, but it reestablishes that, to some people, that's acceptable. Sure, it makes things violently awkward, but by making it awkward and sticking to it, you're reinforcing that dichotomy of that person being an object and you being the one with power. I don't know why I made that you. I'm sure you would never do that, and I love you, okay? Mwah. Point being, yeah, it doesn't get you farther in, like, the real world, but it gets you farther in the hierarchy. Maybe it's dying, maybe it's just, bad, hot take, I know, but it's still there. Everyday sexual objectification can be trying to make use of it, like trying to make a woman think she owes somebody sex, and that is vile. But a lot of the time, it's for no use at all. It's just there. And that's what's really pernicious about it. It doesn't have to be intentional. Not like, oh no, Greg got forced to say that at gunpoint, he didn't intend to. More so that it has no grand intention behind the basic intentional action. I highly doubt that the people who do this kind of thing are also the people who have a concept of patriarchy or the nuances of sexual objectification. And it's not like there's some head that's directing the mob. It's just a part of a passive culture. It exists, it manifests, and because it manifests, it continues to exist. Nobody has to keep it alive, and nobody specific is in any meaningful way responsible for it, which sucks, because, you can't dropkick the system, but you could dropkick Greg. Still, that doesn't mean you shouldn't do anything. Sexual objectification makes people uncomfortable, so throw it back. Not the objectification or that, but the discomfort. Make it awkward yourself. If somebody catcalls you or anybody else, make them explain themselves and force them into a corner, metaphorically speaking. If somebody defends it, make them feel shitty. You can't just kill the norm, but all it takes is one person in any context to make everybody viscerally aware of what we all kind of know inside. It's wrong, and it sucks, and people do it because they can. You can't change what they decide, but you can make the decision painful. It's not in any big way a solution, but it is empowering. And hey, you know what? I believe in you, always. That being said, I will not stop you if you want to dropkick Greg.